And now a little Lions preview as the Lions go on the road into Tampa Bay, trying to extend their winning streak on the season and make it to 5-1, and continue a little mini run of domination through the NFL, perhaps. It'll be a tough one here in Tampa Bay as the Buccaneers have sneakily become one of the NFL's best teams. They are being consistently ranked in the top 10 in a bunch of people's NFL power rankings, and they've done it with a really stout defense. Raheem Morris quietly putting together one of those classic Bucks teams, like that one that went to the Super Bowl the first time under Gruden, where it's just all defense and the offense just does just enough with a game manager, veteran quarterback, and it's good for him, especially with all that criticism that he took with that last season with Tom Brady and everything like that. So always good to see a coach like that do well after coming under fire a little bit. He's really turned it around there, so big credit to him. The Lions injury report potentially a little concerning once again. I mean, the level of panic isn't quite there, but Jahmyr Gibbs out for the second straight week, along with Brian Branch, and then Jonah Jackson, who was kind of one of those surprise additions to the injury report during the week. He's going to be out of the game as well. Laporta has a chance to go. However, he is being listed as questionable right now, so hopefully he'll be able to go. A very important offensive weapon, one of the best tight ends in the league already. Really important role on this Lions offense, both as kind of an underneath, safety net kind of guy, but he's also shown a lot of potential with his vertical catching abilities and route running, scoring on a couple long touchdowns. Luckily for the Lions offense, Amon-Ra St. Brown will return to play in this game, so not 100% bad for the Lions offense. But, missing that key piece on the O-line kind of hurts too. But their backup offensive linemen have done pretty well plugging in so far over the course of the year. Definitely hurts to have Branch out once again. But also, the safety position, the backups there have really been stepping up. Tracy Walker really enjoying the time that he's gotten back in the lineup after being one of the Lions, well, frankly, the Lions' best safety and possibly best defender for a couple years there, back when the team was, they were trying, but Will Harris filling in admirably, and then those guys like Melifonwu also really revitalizing their careers. So I hope that they can continue that kind of run there with the defense. This could be a pretty low-scoring game. However, the Lions have shown the ability to put points up on the board pretty quickly with their deep play-action passing game. And some of this zone running scheme also is able to bust some pretty big runs every now and then. So the Buccaneers got to be careful. They'll probably end up playing ball control for a lot of the game. We'll see how the Lions go as well. They might try and do the same thing as both teams kind of try and shorten the length of the game and keep their offense on the field, keep their defenses rested. If one team turns the ball over a lot, that's probably going to be the team that loses, because that would mean that their defense is on the field for longer, which does not bode well for them. I mean, these are two pretty good defenses. The Buccaneers might be a better defense overall. I'm not sure. It could also be pretty equal. The Lions have the best running defense in the NFL, but their passing defense isn't the greatest. I mean, it's very good. Yeah, so I'm looking at it now. The Buccaneers are right up there in terms of rushing defense, and their passing defense is slightly better as well. But the Buccaneers don't really have much of a running game on offense, which is kind of surprising. Honestly, looking at their offensive stats now, I'm not sure how they won as many games as they did. I guess it was just the defense not really giving up a whole lot of points. Yeah, only 220 yards passing per game on the season, along with 87 rushing yards. I guess Baker just does just enough for the offense to be able to win. I don't know. This could potentially be the most difficult defense they've faced this year as well. I'm not as familiar with the Buccaneers' schedule so far this year. Oh, okay, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, they've the best defense they faced is probably Philly, and they lost by 14 points there. So who knows? Maybe the Buccaneers are just kind of a paper tiger, and the Lions could push them over really quickly. I mean, the Lions are coming off that huge victory against the Panthers at home, 42-24, which is exactly what we wanted to see from the Lions, not playing down to their competition. So if they can keep that streak alive of playing really well, it could potentially be a walkover. I mean, you always want to keep the options open. You don't want to like bluster too much and say that they're gonna blow them out. When this is a tough opponent. They played really tough football over the course of the year, but the possibility is always there. The Lions are a really good team. I'm really looking forward to see another big test here because the Chiefs and Seahawks obviously were huge tests. The Lions passed one and failed. I don't know if I would say failed the other. They got unlucky in the Seahawks game. Maybe we'll just put it that way. But yeah, this will be another good test. Interesting to see how they play, especially with those last two games that they played getting out of hand kind of early. Maybe the Lions offense will try and strike fast again and put up some points early and try and put them out because of the limitations potentially of the Buccaneers offense. But it's a tough defense that they're going to be facing, that's for sure. The battle between the Bucks rushing defense and the Lions rushing offense, it's good on good. With the Buccaneers rushing defense being really good, and the Lions have one of the best rushing offenses in the league behind Dave Montgomery. Probably going to be another 30 carry game for Montgomery. Who knows? That dude's a workhorse. But yeah, those Buccaneers receivers, however, are continuing to show that they're really good. Mike Evans continuing his run of dominance that's lasted for probably a decade at this point. Look for a big game from Evans if he can get open. The Lions have given up a few passing touchdowns over the course of the season, so Mike Evans might have another big game. It remains to be seen there. Yeah, only 68 points allowed by the Buccaneers on 148 scored by the Lions. 107 points against for the Lions, and only 84 points for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Buccaneers really want to keep this one close and low scoring. Detroit wants to get this team out of the way pretty quickly. So yeah, if you average it out, who knows, maybe like 24-21 win for the Lions is what I'm thinking here. This wouldn't be the first time that the Lions went into Tampa and won a game, and the first Lions road victory in like years and years that occurred. I think it was 2010. It was their first road victory in however many years that came at Tampa Bay. So the Lions historically do pretty well when they go down to Tampa. Of course, Tom Brady destroyed them at Ford Field that one season, 47-7. I think that was 2020. I think that was Patricia's last season. So it could be. I don't know how many guys on the team right now exactly remember that or were there for that and dressed and played in that game, but that could be some motivation for those guys. But yeah, historically Detroit does pretty well going down to Tampa, so hopefully they'll continue doing the same and perform well once again. It'll be tough to have some of these players out. Oh, hey, let's look at the Buccaneers injury report real quick if we can. Okay, they're only showing Shaq Barrett to be questionable, so they're going to have a healthy team. They're going to throw their best at you because they think that they have a lot to play for as well, being on top of that division at the moment, and trying to play themselves into the playoffs and potentially making some noise there. So Buccaneers definitely an underdog in this game. They're gonna give them their all. 44.6% chance according to ESPN for the Buccaneers to win versus 55% for Detroit. And Detroit Lions are 3-point favorite right now. Over under only 42.5. So with that 24-21 score prediction, we're leaning over, but only a little bit, and Detroit pushing right now. I don't know. I want to say I would lay the points with the Lions, but yeah, maybe if it was like 4.5, I would take the Buccaneers. I think I'm comfortable laying the 3 points with the Lions. They'll probably end up pushing, but yeah, looking forward to hopefully another Detroit Lions win. And if anything, just want the team to play hard and compete against a good team because that's all you can really ask for.